Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Thursday, September 4th, 2025. Well, last night, President Trump was pretty busy putting out some posts on his Truth Social platform, and Anon's got a kick out of them, and one Anon, and I could just picture it, was giggling, saying that he could just picture President Trump laying in bed, creating some snarky memes and chuckling as he did it, and kind of a good way to spend a sleepless night if you have to spend one. So I wanted to take a look at those because there were numerous ones, but there were three in a row that I think are significant in the length of time they are. And I know it's not an accident. I'm going to take you to a share screen and show you the three I'm talking about because they were consecutive. There's nothing in between them. And all of them, like I said, have a little bit of a snarky tone to them. And I don't think I can play them with the setup I have here. I just want to reference them and have you notice the timestamp. Okay. So if you want to go over to Truth Social and um, follow Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump, you can. So this was the first one with Mr. Trump in front of Mount Rushmore and 17 seconds. Then we have one with him pole vaulting, and it's also 17 seconds, and it's kind of a Cracker Barrel type of thing. And then the third one, which may be a mystery, is also 17 seconds. Okay, let's see if we can get onto it.
2.1 million voters. Republicans
Okay.
have gained 2.
Again, 17 seconds. So I looked at those and I laughed and I thought there's got to be some significance. And if you've been following my channel any length of time or been following alt media any length of time, we know that 17 is a reference to the 17th letter of the alphabet. And those social media posts that are attributed to a military intelligence campaign that was designed to have people start critically thinking and questioning everything. I don't take it deeper than that. And at least not here on anything I create as far as content goes. But because that's enough. It really is. So I said to myself, okay, there's three 17-second videos that are in play here. And those 17 times 3 is 51. And I thought, just for kicks and giggles, let's go over to one of those compilation sites that have those and see what is going on as far as the 51st post that was ever put on the by the 17 team. So let's go ahead and pop on over and take a look at that because I think it may be significant, especially in light of the fact that quite often lately people are expressing some worry about President Trump, his health, what's going on with him. And I've had a lot of people ask me to read on that specifically, and I want to explain why I haven't. Guys, you either believe we have some access to things like the looking glass technology and that the 17 posts that say POTUS is protected is real. And so, with that ability to look into the future and uh, choose the path that has the least amount of harm, I believe that POTUS is protected, like I said. And so I don't want to give energy to any other options. So, and I don't think other people should. And I think you should be really questioning the people that are trying to get you to have that fear-based mentality. Remember, fear is the emotion that's preferred by the deep state, by evil, by negative energy. And it creates loosh, which is an energy food source for evil. So I would just like to say I choose to believe that POTUS is protected because I'm told that he is. That with looking glass technology, we can look ahead and see some of these eventualities and keep them to the minimum as far as harm being done. Should that be unavoidable? I believe the technology exists to put um, a replicant of some sort, an artificial replicant in that position so that our original Mr. Trump remains safe and protected. So that's how I choose to look at it. Let's take a look, though, and see what Post 51 has to say. And then we'll see what the cards have to say about this trio of 17-second posts that were put up last night and any possible correlation to Post 51 by the 17 team years ago. Let's take a look. Okay, so years ago, on November 2nd, 2017, Post 51, here is the Anon that was pouring their heart out pretty sincerely. And the response from the 17 team was, "Dear Patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come to take back our great land. The time is now. Rest assured, POTUS is backed by the absolute finest people alive who are all dedicated to the eradication, there's no of here, but it should be, of evil and corruption from the US/world. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. The White Hats, the WH." Pretty clear. So I'm going to ask the universe. I'd like to put a yes or no element in just to see if there's a correlation to Post 51. But I just want to ask the universe what's going on. This was intended at the start of it till I started looking at Post 51 and then mulling over people that have asked me to check in on President Trump's well-being. I just thought he was having some fun, he and his team. And, laughing at times when there's so much going on that you could get serious about or have a lot on your shoulders. It's the best medicine there is. So I don't care if the universe tells us that he was just having fun. He and his team were. That yes, there's significance to the 317s, but basically he's saying you can't take away my joy, can't steal my joy, but I can steal yours. And I think he's doing just that. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera. We'll work with the cards and find out what they have to say about this topic with those late night postings that were 17 seconds in length each. So last night, President Trump posted quite a few memes on his social media platform. And there were 3 consecutive ones that were 17 seconds in length. 17 times 3 equals 51. Was there, my yes or no element is, we'd like to just know what was going on with this late night posting in general, but my yes or no element is, was there a correlation between the total sum of 51 seconds, 3 times 17, and post 51 by President Trump, plus additional insights and information just about this posting spree he had last night? Okay, well, we got an ace right away, ace of cups. So yes, there is a relation to the 17 teams post number 51 and those 3 17-second videos, ace of cups. A little more information with the king of wands, the 10 of wands, 6 of wands, justice. I love this breed. Okay, we've got the 4 of swords and then the star, 17, major arcana, quite often for me, indicative of the White Hats, the 17 team. Okay, so let's take a look at those. I kind of blurted as I went, but let's look at them in a little more depth, and we'll get a couple more cards for insights and information before we're done. So we asked what the yes or no element was there a correlation between those 3 17-second in-length videos and that sum of 51 correlating to post 51 by the 17 team? Absolutely. With the Ace of Cups giving us that firm confirmation, no doubt about it. Absolutely. Telling a little more, vision and leadership is kind of signified here with the King of Wands. It's not often my Mr. T card, that's usually the Emperor, but it can be. So again, someone had some a good vision of, we've got Anons. There's regular people. That's what an Anon is, a citizen who just does a little research for themselves and thinks for themselves and does a little digging for information and just looks beyond the main narrative sometimes for information. And so the thought was that there were people that would have the vision to see this and make this correlation. Now, I think this late night spree is, the rest of this is going to be talking about that posting spree. Mr. T completed something. He was something and part of a big project or reached a penultimate moment on something that had been taking a lot of his time and energy. And so this little snarky spree he had with social media posts was his way of venting off some steam. Whatever came to a conclusion did so very successfully because we have the Six of Wands here for the current. And looking ahead, it's also closely tied actions of justice that we're going to be seeing in the near future. Now, the universe is telling me, as usual, with the Four of Swords. Hang on, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop for a second there. I have some lawn care people that are right under the window. I apologize so much for that. If they come back, I'll pause it again, but as you can see, the cards have not been disturbed. And we were looking at the Four of Swords, which often indicates that there's some information we're not being told about at this time. So there's a little more to this story than we'll be told right now for operational security. Regardless of that, the 17 major arcana, the star, tells us things are moving in the right direction and justice is definitely involved with what this spree was about, what these hijinks were about, and what this high good humor was all about. Let's get a couple more cards and see if there's a little more information going on here. We've got the Hierophant, another major arcana with the Hermit. Another ace with the Ace of Wands, so two aces showing up, and another major arcana with the Chariot. So guys, big things are about to drop and be public. Absolutely, absolutely. Plus we have that confirmation that yes, the post by the team 17, they have relevance, they have meaning, and endorsed and often alluded to kind of in code fashion by President Trump. Let's recap. Last night, President Trump went on quite the social media spree, putting up some videos, AI-generated videos that were humorous in nature and snarky in tone, and I enjoyed them. I hope you did too if you got a chance to catch some of those. But what caught my eye was that there were 3 consecutive videos that were 17 seconds in length, which is often a hint towards the 17 team and a confirmation that yes, that team has posted truth and is part of the plan. So I asked about that. I said, hey, I would like to know, a yes or no element is, was this, and the sum of the 317 posts is 17-second videos was 51. Is there a correlation, an intentional correlation between post 51 by the 17 team back in 2017 and these 3 17-second videos making that same sum? And we got a definite yes. We had 2 hard yeses show up in the course of the read with, first of all, for the topic, boom, first thing, Ace of Cups, and towards the end of the read, the Ace of Wands, again, talking about success, things moving in the right direction. And then we asked about what was, we'd like some insights about why this posting spree happened. Well, some big project has come to a conclusion that President Trump and team were pretty happy about. Absolutely. Made for that good sleepless night when you're so excited about something happening, like the night before a big trip or, something like that, or a promotion being announced that you just can't sleep. But in the case of the 17 team and Mr. T, it's all about justice. That in the near future, there's going to be some announcements that publicly show that justice is being received. And we also got the nod that there's some information that's still not available to us along this topic. So we just a nod by the cards, no matter how in depth I tried to go, there were some things that are kind of being held back. Again, operational security is front and center. And we also had the 17 major arcana show up. Out of the 5 out of 11 cards were major arcanas, saying, yeah, there's big things coming, there's change coming, there's justices coming. And it made for a sleepless night and just that good humor that when things are finally falling into place in a beautiful way, it made you have a little trouble sleeping, so you had some fun. So that seems to be what happened with those that posting spree by President Trump. There is a correlation between post 51 by the 17 team years ago and those 3 consecutive 17-second videos. So maybe not in subject, and tone, but the correlation between the numeric values. So that's it for this video. We had a little fun looking at that. And again, guys, don't buy into the fear porn, okay? We've got good people dedicated to keeping President Trump safe. And while there are those who pretend to be good people, he's got the wisdom and the guidance and the looking glass connections to suss out who those are and use all of that to his advantage. So President Trump is safe. And if that changes, we'll deal with it at the time, but we're not going to worry about it or give it energy in between, or at least I'm not, and I hope you won't either. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time, your attention, and your viewership. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you'd like to receive it, I send you love, light, and wish you everything bright, including a bright outlook for the future, because I believe it's okay to have one. We're getting there. Bye.